Are you going to Galaxy's Edge at Disney World in the first couple of months? You need the information that I have for you today to help you beat the queues. Let's get into it.
Hey guys, it's Mark and Kara here from Wondervault,
where we unlock the geek and fangirl universes and share with you our insider tips, reviews and collectibles.
So today we're going to be talking about Galaxy's Edge and the recent announcement that Disney sent out about how they're going to be managing extra magic hours at Disney World.
That's right. So today, on May the 4th be with you, they have announced that they're going to be using extra magic hours at Disney World Hollywood Studios to coincide with the opening of Galaxy's Edge. So what this means is that normally when you're staying at a Disney resort, you get access to extra magic hours, which is where on a select day, the park will be open either an hour earlier or an hour later if you're staying at a Disney resort, where you can get in when other people can't.
Yeah, so basically it's one of the perks of staying at a Disney resort. Not everybody gets access, as Kara mentioned. It is purely guests only. So you have to have a valid ticket and also a valid hotel ID to get into the parks early.
So what Disney has announced is that in the first couple of months that Galaxy's Edge is open, they're going to have extra magic hours, which means that the parks aren't just going to be open an extra hour. They're going to be open up to 3 hours earlier than usual to let people who are staying at a Disney resort enter the parks before everybody else.
So what does this mean? So we've been talking, and one of the biggest issues that we see with this is how early we're going to have to get up to get into the park.
So I am not a morning person. I hate getting up early. I would much rather stay up late any day of the week. And this is going to mean getting up really early because, yeah, fine, the park opens at 6, but that doesn't mean that you're getting up at 6. That doesn't mean that the line is starting at 6. Usually when the park opens for a special event like this, it means that people are actually lining up to get into the line 1, sometimes 2 hours before opening. So that's bringing us to people starting to line up at 4 a.m. And that means you've got to have the time to get from your resort, get up, get dressed, all of that, get your kids' shoes on and all of that. So that means like almost getting up at, 3 a.m.?
Yeah, and I'm not doing that.
Well, we are doing that, but I think maybe that we'll just stay up rather than get up. So that's one negative from me in terms of giving the extra hours. But on the positive side, it means there's going to be extra time to get into Galaxy's Edge and hopefully increase our chances of getting into Galaxy's Edge.
Yes. Is it going to affect the queues? I'm hoping so if we get there early enough. But I really don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Really?
I think we're. I mean, if you can imagine, everybody else is going to be going to. Originally, when it was just normal hours, the attendance was going to be spread over all the parks. Now I think with these new extra magic hours, everybody is going to be going to one park.
Well, so what Disney has announced is that it's not just Hollywood Studios that's going to be open early. They've also announced that Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, and I think Epcot maybe, will also have the extra magic hours, but it's not quite as early. So that'll be a benefit for people who are wanting to go to the parks but aren't wanting to try to go to Galaxy's Edge on that day, in terms of they'll have extra hours and people will probably all be pulled into Hollywood Studios.
Yes, so for instance, the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom I think are going to be opening up at 7 a.m. and rather than 8 a.m. for the extra magic hours, which is the standard time that they open up, but they're going to be opening at 7.
Sometimes 9, depending on the season.
Yes, so extra magic hours for them is going to be 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. So, great. Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain. Get to go on them. Probably no lines, probably a lot less queues. I think it's going to be beneficial for those parks if we want to go to them. But we're talking about Galaxy's Edge here. I still think it's going to be crazy.
Okay, so if you have no idea what we're talking about, Galaxy's Edge is the new Star Wars land that are being built at both Disneyland and Disney World.
Yes, it's going to be a fantastic immersive experience. They're building 2 new attractions. One of them is going to be a never-before-seen attraction, a 28-minute dark ride. The other one, which is the one I'm most looking forward to, is the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, where you get to pilot and operate the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, so from what I've read so far, I think what the Millennium Falcon ride is going to be kind of like Mission Space. If anybody has been on that ride at Epcot, when you go into the ride, each person in your pod gets allocated a job. So say navigator, captain, weapons person, pilot, whatever. And at a certain point in the ride, it goes, navigator, I need you to push the button. And you push the button. And that's great. It's great. It's a great ride. But my understanding is that with this ride, you're actually going to be able to fail. So on Mission Space, if you didn't push the button or you forgot or you were too slow or whatever, it still happened. So while you were pressing the button, it didn't really make any difference. But apparently with this ride, if you don't do it right, you will crash and you will die. And when you exit the ride...
Well, no, I don't think you'll die. I think if you come back and the Millennium Falcon is damaged in any way and you've done a really bad job of completing the mission, the cast members, the staff at Disney World, somehow, I don't know how, will be notified that you have failed the mission, you've damaged something. And for instance, with it being an immersive experience, if you go into the cantina, Ogre's Cantina, if you do really, really well, apparently you're going to get extra credits towards your whatever it is that they're going to give you. I'm not sure what it is yet, but if you do really, really badly, you could potentially be put onto a bounty hunter's hit list.
Yeah, one of the articles that I was reading actually said that someone may approach you and say Jabba's looking for you, and I just think that that's so cool. And I bet it'll make people start to fail on purpose just to see what will happen, but that's fine. So yeah, really excited about that ride.
Don't know too much about the Rise of the Resistance ride, the dark ride. I don't know what it's about. I know what it's about. It's about the First Order and the Resistance, but I haven't really looked into it. I don't want to spoil it for myself, what's contained in that ride. But they're not going to be opening that until later on in the year anyway, because they're only going to be opening one ride during the opening months of Galaxy's Edge.
That's right. And so our theory is that maybe they're having some sort of delay with Rise of the Resistance and that it's not going to be ready yet. So instead of having everything open at the end of fall, they've done this sort of soft opening thing where the stuff that's ready is going to be open phase 1, and then Rise of the Resistance will be open later in the year. And, there's pros and cons of that approach, and some people will wait until everything's open. I think that potentially would have been our preference if we hadn't already booked our holiday. And diehards will come the first day, come the second day, come again and again and again. So yeah, we're excited. We've got our Star Wars stuff out to show you how excited we are. Mark's got his Stormtrooper shirt. I've got my Rey hairdo going on. Yeah, Star Wars land.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I think with all of the shops and restaurants and little cantina things, they've got nine shops and restaurants opening at the same time. So I think it's going to be good. We're going to have, they've even got animatronics serving you at some of these shops,
which is pretty cool. There's a shop that's going to be a creature shop or something, where they're going to have big animatronics inside the shop. I love a shop on just a regular day. I'm really excited for the shops in Star Wars Land. I'm not a die-hard Star Wars fan, but I appreciate it, and I was basically raised on Star Wars and Star Trek, so this is very, very exciting.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a bit concerned about all the lines.
Yeah, me too.
There's been some scary numbers thrown out there.
Yeah.
10, 12 hours.
Yeah, apparently when they opened Pandora, which was the new land in Animal Kingdom, they had people waiting for 10 hours to enter the park. So not just 10 hours for a ride, which is insane. Not just 10 hours to get into Pandora, which is insane. 10 hours to enter the park, because the first wave of people had it at capacity, and then they had to wait for people to exit the park before people could enter the park and then get in the line to get into Pandora and then get in the line to get in the ride. So that's really scary.
Yeah, but I can see what Disney is trying to do this time, because they've learnt from when they opened Pandora that, you know, having the other parks open a little bit earlier for a little bit extra, it could help with
sort of disperse people a little bit better, rather than just having that one targeted thing where everybody wants to go. That's what scares me about people trying to go to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. It's so much smaller and it has much more like bottlenecked areas. So how they're dealing about it in Disneyland is they're actually using a reservation system. If you want to go to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland and you don't know what you have to do, you've missed out. A couple of days ago they did the reservation system and the reservations are gone. So if you want to go to Disneyland, Galaxy's Edge, go next year.
Yeah, I would recommend going later on in the year.
You won't be going before in 2019, I would say.
No. I would definitely recommend pushing your holiday back at least 6 months.
Yeah.
Give it a good time to, you know, sort of get those die-hard people to go there, get their fill and get out.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we wanted to cover today. Give you the latest, hottest, hot off the press news about Galaxy's Edge. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please think about giving us a like or hitting the subscribe button, and let us know in the comments, is there anything that you're really excited about or that you're really stressed about to do with Galaxy's Edge? Are you going? Are you going to try and brave the crowds with us in the first couple of months? And yeah.
If there's anything else that you'd like us to make a video on, please let us know. We check the comments every day, so we'll do our best to get that video made for you.
Yeah. But that's it for us from today. So tune in next time where we'll be here on Wonderbolt. Thank you. See ya.
See ya.